Hello, folks. So in this video, I wanted to talk about scams. And around last year, December, I got an email. Let me show the email first. Okay, so I've got the email. So yeah, this was the email. It's called Official Court Order, and I'm in India. So this is by some Indian person, some Indian named Prashant Gautam. And it says they are part of the Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. And you can actually see the email ID which says Coordination Center Police Indian at gmail.com. Okay. And there's a BCC to my email. And this was in 8th December 2023, early morning, right? So let's look at what the email says. It's actually, according to Google, this is a spam. And this is a spam and a scam, but let's look at what is going on in this email, right? So this starts off saying about how this is a court mandate, right? And then, so yeah, let's push off my face a bit over here. And yes, so it starts off talking about how, they say, we hereby inform you of the attached alleged court order against your internet IP traffic by the Intelligence Bureau, okay, Department of Research and Analysis Wing, okay. So it is quite unfortunate to turn your official or private internet into a juvenile pornographic movie cyber, right? So they're basically referring to, when they say juvenile pornographic, I believe they're talking about child pornography, which is actually illegal in almost any and every country that I know about. So child pornography is illegal, okay? So let's move on. So the Indian Intelligence Bureau works in partnership with the police cybercrime special units in handling all complex and sensitive cases of cyber crimes, especially when the victims are women and minor children, right? So they're talking about cyber crimes and the crimes that involve victims who are women and minor children. In this case, they're talking about minor children, I believe, the juvenile pornographic movies, right? So now let's look at the next stuff, right? So our laboratories are equipped with state-of-the-art spider and crawling digital software. So these are like some technical terms. So a spider is something, a software, I think, which basically crawls around the internet and gets all the data and tries to understand it and all. So spider are crawling digital software and equipment having forensic capabilities such as extraction of deleted data from hard disks, right? So they are talking about how they can actually get into your hard disk, say your computer, or I'm guessing their though phones internal storage wouldn't be called hard disk, I believe, but basically they're talking about how they can extract deleted data from your storage from hard disks and mobile phones. So if you let's say you have some pornographic video, say child pornographic video, and you delete it, they're saying how they can extract that deleted data also, right? Which is actually possible. Like you can get deleted data, digital data, you can recover it back in many cases, unless you did something extra to actually after deleting it or to delete it, right? To delete some digital data, which can be anything like a PDF or an image or a movie or like a video or an audio or anything, right? So they're talking about how they can extract this. So they're talking about real technical terms, which is actually possible and all. And then they're talking about imaging and hash value calculation, forensics. So they're talking about such as extraction of deleted data from hard disks and mobile phones, imaging and hash value calculation, forensic servers, and portable forensic tools for on-site examination. That is, if they get physical access to the physical storage, let's say your mobile's internal storage or your computer's hard disk drive or solid state drive, external HDD, external hard disk drive, external solid state drive, and whatnot, right? So they're talking about that, and facility to extract data from latest Android or iOS as well as Chinese phones. It's weird they're talking about Android and iOS, which are actually operating systems, and then Chinese phones, which are actually just referring to phones probably manufactured in China. I don't know if they're referring to any Chinese operating systems, like any operating systems that are popularly used in China. I don't know. And then so they're talking about next stuff is like based on the above, it is extremely difficult for any victim to consciously or unconsciously visit juvenile pornographic website like sites. So they're talking about websites. So they're saying based on the above, it is extremely difficult for any victim to consciously or unconsciously visit. So they're talking about victims though, visit juvenile pornographic websites without being digitally captured, right? So they're talking about how victims might consciously or unconsciously visit juvenile pornographic websites, and and it is extremely difficult for them to not get digitally captured. So they're saying a lot of juvenile pornographic websites digitally capture the victims, right? Say minor women, women in general, and minor children, women like kids, say girls or boys and all that. So they're talking about more information or clarification on the court order will be made available to you upon receipt of your response within 24 hours. Our office operates 24 hours, 7 days, right? So they're talking about, they haven't mentioned what stuff. Like, let's see if they have mentioned. So they have clearly mentioned that in my case, they have how they are connecting me to this whole thing is here, right? I believe that's the only place. Everything else is more generic about themselves. So here is the only place where they connect me to this whole problem, wherein they say it's quite unfortunate to turn your official, I believe they're talking to me like your, or in general, your official or private internet into a juvenile pornographic movie cyber. So I think they're saying that I don't know, like I have pornographic movie, or they're saying that my internet is being used to provide or help access pornographic movies as a cyber cafe or something. I don't know what they're exactly referring to, but they're clearly saying that it's wrong, basically. Okay, so something I'm doing something wrong, and it is with respect to juvenile pornography, just child pornography, right? So more information or clarification on the court order will be made available to you upon receipt of your response. Just a moment, let me actually make this, oops, give some more time to this. Yes, it's a timer. App timers. Anyways, so more information or clarification on the court order will be made available to you upon receipt of your response within 24 hours. Our office operates 24 hours, 7 days. So 24 by 7 all the time. So be assured that serious legal action will be taken against you if you fail to respond to this notice within 24 hours of receipt. To forewarn is to forearm. I don't know what that means exactly. But I can clearly see that they're actually basically trying to intimidate me. And this was like a month, a year, I mean, many months back, say around 5 months back, December 8th, and it's clearly been 24 hours. I never responded to them because it's spam, right? So let's see more. I didn't actually read through this stuff, their JPG and all that. Let's look at that, and I'll talk a bit more about this, right? So, regards Prashant Gautam, police, chief of police, prosecutor over minors and offense related to cybercrime, National Highway, it's New Delhi and all that, right? Let's open up this image and let's see what it has. And it looks very real, right? The scam has been done really well. I call it a scam because I know it's a scam, and I know the problem. I'll describe why or how I came to this conclusion, and why am I sure that it's a scam, and why you should be really really careful about such stuff, right? So let's look at this. So this one says Bureau of Police Research. So I'm guessing they copied this from somewhere, I don't know. So you can see this one says Cyber Cell India, with you always. It has some Indian emblem. So here the Indian emblem is there. Intelligence Bureau and all that. So what else? So State Cyber Cell, right? And then by the mandate of Tapan Dhika, Director of the Intelligence Bureau, in partnership with Indian Cyber Squad. It's weird that they've said squad. I don't know if squad is a term. Let me just confirm though. Interesting. Squad is not a term, right? So you could have found out that it's a fake thing even by just looking at that. So Cyber Squad and Bureau. I think Bureau is the spelling right. Let me check again. Even I'm not sure if the spelling is right, but let me check again. One. Yeah, Bureau, I think is the spelling is right, I think. An office or department, agency, and all that. So I'm guessing they are right. So identification. Let me just type say Bureau India something, right? So Bureau of Indian Standards. Yeah, Bureau, the spelling is right, but squad, the spelling is wrong. It's squad only. There is nothing called squad. So Bureau of Police Research and Development, which is the national nodal agencies of Interpol in India. I hereby notify you of a computerized seizure of cyber infiltration captured on your internet protocol address IP relating to the, they're not even mentioning my IP address, and which can actually change, but anyways, relating to the following analysis: child pornography, pedophilia, which is again a term for related to child pornography or child sexual abuse and whatnot. Cyber pornography, just general pornography, and cyber to refer to say the internet and stuff, or the computers and stuff. Sexually explicit exhibit, again pornography and stuff like that. Grooming, I'm not sure what that refers to, but okay. This is the first time I'm reading this actually. I haven't even seen this image. So the Criminal Code of India, Section 14 of the POCSO. POCSO, the full form is, I think, Prevention of Child Sexual Offense. Basically, preventing child sexual offenses, anything related to minors, right? So Section 292, so Act 2012, Section 292, Section 67A. So they have actually put even the CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, and they have put something here. I can't clearly read this. I think this is industry, and then I don't know, Central Bureau of Investigation. Yeah, this is that. Integrity. So I think this is industry. Integrity, I think, and then I don't know what this is. Faciality, something. Okay, I can't even read it clearly. Let's see if these are actually, first of all, POCSO. Let me just check the full form and let me see if they put the CBI logos properly, right? Interesting. They've actually put the CBI logo properly, but it's just that it's not clear. So yeah, it is industry, impartiality and integrity. And POCSO full form is prevention of children. Okay, protection of children. Okay, it's not prevention of child sexual offense. It's actually Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. So okay, so now we're looking at Section 67A, Section 67B of the Information Technology Act of 2000 criminalizes the publication or transmission of sexually explicit acts or conduct in electronic form of juvenile pornography, and is punishable on first conviction by imprisonment. The Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) and Indian cybercrime units perform an investigative role against victims. So through the technology of information, suggests, possesses, produce, disseminate or access child pornographic images and materials within our territory, right? So basically they're just talking about how they investigate against victims and whatnot, and check out people who are producing or disseminating or accessing child pornographic images and materials, so any child pornographic stuff. So the government has also given a number of steps to be implemented by internet service providers, ISPs, to protect children from sexual abuse online. These inter alia include blocking of websites containing extreme child sexual abuse material, CSAM, based on Interpol's worst of list, shared periodically by Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI). The list is shared with the Department of Telecommunications (DOT), who then directs major ISPs, internet service providers, to block such websites. For discretion's sake, I decided to reach you privately. Okay, before transferring your case files to the tribunal prosecutors for immediate prosecution. Okay, so they're basically causing some sort of like uh, immediate action, or like they're basically showing that there is some sense of urgency over here, because they're saying they'll transfer my case files. Interestingly, there is no mention of my name also. They should have done that. That would have been more smarter, but they didn't do that. Anyways, they weren't smart enough, but I am pretty smart, fortunately. I am educated and smart, fortunately. So, and someone has to be educated to even understand this whole thread, first of all, like our whole problem. Like, sometimes people might not even understand what is the problem, or might not even notice this email. Who knows? Actually, one of my colleagues, he was saying that emails, like, it's just text form. People might not even notice it and whatnot, or people might not consider it urgent, and you have time to read and think and whatnot. But if it's a phone call, it's a big problem, right? I'll talk about some scams that my friend mentioned about when it comes to phone calls. And I've heard something similar before, and I'll talk about it, right? But I don't remember too much. I'll probably read more and get back, but I'll talk about it. So let's get back. For discretion's sake, they decided to reach out to me privately, right? So before transferring my case files to the tribunal prosecutors for immediate prosecution, with immediate effect, respond to this message and state your justifications. What is there to justify? Like, if the reality is someone actually did this, what is the justification that they can give? Like, it's a crime, that's all. Doesn't matter if there's a justification or not. They can say something like, I just have a disorder, right? I have a psychiatric disorder or something like that, they can say, and whatnot, but it doesn't matter. Like, the justification, the root cause doesn't matter. It's the crime is done, right? The motive or whatever doesn't matter. So, but they're saying state your justifications. I don't know why. For a further review before appropriate sanctions. I don't know why they have to review. If the crime has been done, they should just catch the person first of all, right? Or start investigating and whatnot. But the crime has been done, okay? So it's not like going to be done and whatnot, or they suspect it and whatnot. So according to them, at least according to this whole thing, they're saying it's done. Child pornographic content is, I don't know, shared or whatever, right? So they're saying against. So they're saying. So they'll review the justifications for a further review before appropriate sanctions will be imposed. They missed D, I think, over there, past tense, within 24 hours. I don't know, bad English here and there a bit, I think, but anyways, failure to respond within 24 hours from now, the prosecutor will establish a warrant of arrest. Interesting. That is also a sense of urgency thing, which is popular in scams. I am well and alive and good and safe and healthy, and I have never been arrested, and I have never made a mistake. And funny that they never sent a warrant of arrest. Anyways, establish a warrant of arrest against you through the closest police station. After prosecution, your information will be sent to the National Register for Minor Sex Offenders Associations fighting against pedophilia, and to the media for publication. So basically, they are telling that they'll arrest me, and they're also saying that they'll expose me over media, and they're also saying they'll actually expose me to the organizations that are fighting against pedophilia, or they're basically telling this to anyone that they're trying to scam, that they'll just expose them, basically creating a sort of fear, right? So let's look at the next thing, right? So Tapan Dikha, so respond immediately. Tapan Dikha, director of the Intelligence Bureau, certified, and I don't know what is the signature, if this is even Tapan Dikha and all that. Anyways, and then there is cyber crime, Indian Cyber Crime Unit, New Delhi, India, top secret. So and then prosecutor over minors and offenses related to cybercrime. So Prashant Gautam, his name is there, and it says New Delhi, India, right? So pretty smart stuff. The thing is this, right? If someone actually gets this email, and let's assume that this person actually had some child pornographic content, right? Most probably they will believe this, right? Because these people are smart. They're probably sending this email to many people out there, right? And many people out there do know to read a thing or two, and if they notice this email, and many people do notice their emails, so if they read their email and are a bit naive, and or they give in to their fear that, oh my god, I actually saw or did something with respect to child pornography, then they will actually be caught, right? They will be caught in this scam. Ideally, they should be caught by the police, right? But then they will be caught in this like scam. Okay, I keep saying spam. It's a spam, but it's also a scam. So they will get caught in this scams trap. They will get caught by the scammers. They will be trapped in the scammers trap, and they'll end up doing stuff that these scammers say. Probably the person, the victim of this scam, will just reply to the email and whatnot. And crazy part, let's say it is sent to a person who never actually watched porn, or who has watched porn in general, which is a very popular, common thing in many places, including countries like India. And they have probably watched even porn, like, you know, since young age or whatever, or something like that, and they're wondering, maybe did I watch something like this, I don't know. Or they're probably wondering, they're probably thinking, okay, I have never done this, but what if this whole email is real and they've probably got the wrong person, or they probably just thought that I have done some mistake because of something, or maybe someone in my house did some problem, something. Say they have a say sibling, or some, say, a elder, sorry, elder brother or a younger brother, elder sister, younger sister, and whatnot. Maybe they did something and you got caught, like the person got caught and whatnot. They might think of a lot of things, and they might just give into fear, right? And they might just respond, or they might go and talk to their siblings, say a elder brother or a younger brother, whatever, or a friend, and like they'll try to understand what is the problem. They'll give into fear, right? They'll start responding to the whole thing, especially the whole sense of urgency over here with respect to, say, transferring your case files. They say they reach out to you privately first, and then they'll transfer your case files immediately, right? For immediate prosecution, right? And then with immediate effect, and lot of immediate effect, and then impose and give justifications and whatnot, and appropriate sanctions will be imposed within 24 hours, and a failure to respond within 24 hours, again some sense of urgency over here, right? Over here, basically over here, and the prosecutor will establish a warrant of arrest, again some sense of urgency and whatnot. Looking at all this, they'll just give in and they'll be like, oops, big problem, let's actually talk to them. Some people are naive, some people sometimes are not able to think properly because they are not in a good state of mind. Say they are in general, say, anxious, or in general, let's say they're sleepy, or they are, say, intoxicated, say, because of alcohol or some drug or something, or they are just sleepy, like, or it can be anything, right? They're just not able to think properly due to stress or anything, right? And they are not able to think that this is a scam. Then they'll just give in and they'll start interacting with the scammers, which is the worst thing to do. Some people know that it's a scam, and even then they'll start interacting with the scammers. How can it backfire? Well, first of all, you're wasting your time, or they might feel like they're having fun with the scammers, or they might feel like they're actually going to expose the scammers. But the thing is, it's going to take time, and it'll waste your time probably. And who knows? Let's say you try to talk to these scammers, and they'll probably be so good at acting and be professional that, or they might even have access to some real police and whatnot, and real lawyers, who a lot of scammers do have access to, and there are cases of that also. And they might just make you believe that they'll actually put you in trouble, and a lot of people can put you in trouble, but of course you can get out of it. There are ways to do that, a lot of ways. Usually, if you have never done a mistake, you don't have to really worry about problems. Most of the time you can actually get away with things If you have not made any mistake, you can get away with it, because those are just false cases that people are going to try to pin on you. So, but yeah, I mean, it's possible that you start interacting with scammers. They might make you believe that it's all probably a bit real, though you have not made any mistake, and they'll probably scare you off after that. And then because of that fear, you might just make mistakes, like give money, or just be uh, be blackmailed by them to do anything, not just money, right? I mean, a lot of people don't want just money; they want a lot more than that. Like this is like getting access to a hen that lays golden eggs versus getting golden eggs. Would you just have the hen that lays golden eggs, or would you just kill the hen and get the golden egg out of it, which doesn't make sense. You won't get it. And would you just get golden eggs just once? So these scammers will probably try to just squeeze the money out of you and get as much money as possible from you, probably, right? So be very aware, be aware, beware, be aware, be careful, and don't give in to fear. Don't give in to any sense of urgency that these people put, right? So be very, very careful when it comes to such stuff. Talk to people, understand what's going on. There are so many scams going on out there that are actually problematic. So we be very careful, and understand your problem before you actually react to it and respond to it. And be calm always when you have problems, because scammers are always trying to focus and get your attention and ensure that you're not calm. And that's how they can ensure that you can't think, and you don't think, and you won't think, because you're not calm. If you're stressed, if you're affected by fear in a negative manner, and if you're like anxious and thinking too much about the future and whatnot, it's not going to help you, right? It's just going to eat up your time and energy and mental space, headspace, and whatnot. And they will at some point be able to manipulate you and control what you do, what you think, by actually talking to you and understanding you, and accordingly twisting and turning, because these people are really smart. They understand probably psychology, and they've probably done this gimmick and experiment and whatnot with many people, that they might just know how to trick you. And they'll probably have a lot of say power in terms of illegally getting access to, say, real police who will take bribes, and real lawyers who might take bribes and work for these scammers, probably part time, and just to intimidate people, so that then they can just blackmail them and get money continuously from them, right? So be aware, be careful. Try not to get into such traps. Learn about scams. That's why I've put this message, this email. I was gonna talk about this long ago. More like put about this as a screenshot or whatever, and all that, but I never did it, as like meh. But I thought today I'll do it, because I was talking to my friend about scams. He was telling about how some people, how are they so stupid. He was pretty annoyed how and curious and surprised how people are stupid, because he was talking about a scam where someone gave crores and crores of money uh, because of a scam, because they were told that some like someone sent the victim, the person who gave crores and crores of money to the scammers. Someone sent the person some illegal items, or the person sent some illegal items, and it got caught in the customs, and now they are in trouble and whatnot. Anyways, I'll talk about those kind of scams in a bit, in a moment, again, in a new video. What I heard from my friend. I think I heard two scams, and I heard one more scam in a TED talk. So yeah, I'll talk about that. In this video, I just wanted to talk about this scam, about how someone is trying to send an email and say that the person got involved in child pornography and try to intimidate them. So yeah, scammers will try to scare you, intimidate you, and use fear and use urgency, sense of urgency to manipulate you and control you. So be careful, beware, be aware. That's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.